Hi, Waldo.
Hi. I got a beer. How
What
you doing?
got that? Now you got a beer. Oh, we can't say brands, can we?
Oh,
We're
wait,
not allowed
no,
to say
wait,
brands.
sorry. We need to take it over. I need to turn around my glass.
But glass? Where do you think you're from? My glass. Let me just move my glass. It's a glass, mate.
Glass.
It's a glass, not glass. I'd love to say I've got a beer as well, but I've got a stein of water, which is literally like bigger than my head. Fun fact.
That's pretty difficult to do.
I know. I'm big brains. Shame. Speaking of big brains, let's start the podcast off and call the last one out, shall we, Mister? Let's not put a noise gate on these audio tracks. Nice one. Love that.
Yeah.
Pro editor.
I was...
Big brain plays.
Well, your audio sounded alright. My audio this time was just... Like, maybe we're just doing round robin. First time your audio's whack.
Yeah, that's
Second
it.
time my audio's whack. So what's going to be next time?
And then this time, the podcast is just going to be trash. This is going to be the worst episode. Nah, it should be all right. We've got some fun stuff ahead today. You've actually got a new microphone. This is how committed you are to the podcast, isn't it? Do you want to tell people what mic you got? They might be interested because they might be like, you know what, Waldo doesn't sound like trash.
Yeah, if you think I don't sound like trash anymore, I'm currently using a Rode pod mic, and I'm connected to a Wave XLR. Basically, like 10 years ago, I started a YouTube channel in Dutch. And I needed a microphone, so I bought a USB mic. And at that point, it felt really expensive. I think I paid 80 euros for the mic and some accessories. And I used that mic ever since. It doesn't hold up anymore. So I finally switched to a proper microphone. So yeah, hopefully I sound a little bit more crisp.
Let's hope. I mean, you sound all right to me, but who knows? We've seen your production skills.
And thank
you. Oh dear! I tell you what, I've had a very interesting week, Waldo. I actually told you that I wanted to tell you something, didn't I? And I've been holding it for the podcast. So I was just going around my business. I was at work doing work life stuff, you know how it is, and somebody pulled me to one side and I was just like, oh, hey up mate, like, you all right? His name's Jamie, so if you're listening to this, Jamie, hello. But he just pulled me to one side and he was just like, absolutely love the podcast. Aww. Like, out of the blue. Like, do you know when you normally tell people, you're like, oh, I do a podcast, and then you don't really expect anybody to listen? But he actually pulled me to one side, and he was like, you know what, really good. I cannot believe you chose Tomby as your first game. I was like, I know, it's a shame about Waldo. Again, like, straight away, the first person I spoke to about the podcast that's not you, and they're like, yeah, Andy, you're right.
He probably hates me now.
But he says that you sound like a nice fella. I'm like, oh, he's not.
Have you heard him ripped into
but yeah, thank you, Jamie. Yeah,
well, yeah, nice. Always nice to hear
that
from.
That was his childhood favorite game.
Yeah, always nice to hear from some listeners. So if you have,
he gave some feedback as well, which was good.
Good. Yeah, if you have any questions or remarks about the podcast, you can always leave them on Twitter at the Games Missed, and we'll be more than happy to answer the questions in the podcast.
Definitely. I do want to, just before we start really kicking in and talking about the games that we've played, I actually want to shout out as well, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom Tiverington, yeah, because we were trying to think of things we need to do if the other doesn't finish the game, and right now I'm 100%. I've not missed a game. I mean, I might be missing this next one. Who knows? You never know. And I'm applied so much to this podcast, whereas there's somebody else in this podcast that doesn't want to do it. and we needed to come up with like some sort of arrangement or.
Forfeit.
Just watching your face now is just. Yeah, just watching your face is like...
Yeah, but this all is coming from the guy that gives me games to play, which he only played the demo of, or didn't finish because he didn't have the attention span as a kid.
Yeah, that's not the point. But, like, I am still finishing the games, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, nah, that's invalid. I'm sorry
maybe
that I
I just
busy.
need to give you harder games.
No, well, you said this one was going to be really hard. Just saying.
Yeah, and how long did you do about some of the puzzles? Or are you talking about the next game we're gonna do?
I don't want to talk about any of the games. Right, anyway, let's get on with it. So, Waldo, what is the show about? What are we doing?
Yes, this is the games we missed, where we talk about the games we've missed. So either games we've never been able to play, or games that we haven't played in a really long while. So, that's much quicker than normal, right?
That was actually really good.
Yeah.
We really need a jingle. We really need a jingle.
Yeah, why haven't you worked on the jingle?
I'll try and force another one, shall I?
I
know, I'm a musician. Like,
yeah, you're the jingle man.
I don't. In fact, nobody remember that, because when we get talking about my game, I'm a musician. Let's just forget it, all right? Oh, what a mess. Oh. The two guys from across the world, and we like to play games that we missed. Woo.
There we go.
Yeah. I think that was better than last week's.
Yeah.
A
little bit more catchy.
That was literally... Yeah, catchy like the common cold. Right, I reckon I went first last time, didn't I? So let's hit it with you.
Yeah, it's a good thing that I go first, because I don't think I got much to say about the game. And that might be because I didn't play much of the game. If I do need to do a forfeit, I'll accept this one. I played Rosco McQueen Firefighter Extreme, and I think I played about 3 hours of the game, and since then I didn't felt like playing the game anymore. And maybe that's something that tells you something about the game. I enjoyed the time that I was playing it, but it's a little bit repetitive. It's a fun game. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a fun little game, but it's a game that you maybe pick up once in a while to do a few levels and then do something else again. It's not a game that you like dedicate your time to just finish it in a week. So that's probably why I didn't finish it.
It's not a gripper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just need to play it every once in a while, I guess. It's yeah.
But again, that's what I kind of said as well. Like, I played the demo, but I just remember as a kid the demo being the best thing I've ever played, and I hammered the demo like many times. So I was like, oh, I've never played the full game. I want to see it. I want to see you play it.
Sorry,
and
didn't do the full game. Did you remember which level the demo was?
It was one of the first. It was like in the laundry.
Ah, yeah. That's actually the.
I think it was literally the first level.
Yeah. Yeah. What I noticed about the levels in the game is that even though they look different, they all feel the same. It's basically you got a room and a corridor and a room and a corridor. There are just no diagonal walls, and every level is basically just a reskin of the previous one, which isn't per se a bad thing.
Have you ever been to an hotel?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Yeah,
but
have you ever seen cornered walls?
I've never been into the laundry room.
We can tell, Waldo, you look a mess.
Oh, yeah. Like you said beforehand that I have like good notes for the games that I play. But on this time, I don't really have that many notes because I didn't play that much of the game. But
I enjoyed watching you struggle. And I think this is my favorite thing about this podcast. If nobody's watching on Twitch, like, trust me, you need to watch because it's hilarious. Like, watching Waldo fail is spectacular. And just watching him just be so annoyed. He doesn't get, like, angry, per se.
No.
He just gets annoyed. And, like, it makes me grin. Like, I wish we could be on the same stream whilst this is happening. Because my grin is always like... Hey, like the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's just how easily you get annoyed, and then your little lip comes out, and you're just like, and then you realise that you're on camera, and so you're like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
The most annoyance that I got was like I played like two kinds of levels. I played the first few levels, which was in the laundry room, and then you went on to like the garage where you got all cars and mechanics. And that's also the first place where I died, was in the garage, because at some point you need to jump onto cars.
Literally the second you were like, I'm not died yet. Literally 1 second later, died.
Yeah, because the problem is, you need to jump on moving cars, and there's a void underneath them. But the controls in this game are maybe a little bit like a tank. You can turn, and you can walk forwards and backwards, and you can strafe. But you can't just like fluidly move around in a level. So it's not great for platforming. And you don't need to do a lot of platforming. But at the times that you do need to platform, it's really crucial that you actually make it to the platform. And then sometimes, if you make it to the platform, the game is like, nah, sir. You don't make it to the platform. You just fall straight through. And that's how I died.
And to be honest, though, that garage level did look quite difficult, if I'm honest. Like, the cars that were moving and watching you jump. 1 minute you'll jump really far forward, and then like the next minute you'll just do a little hop, and you just be like, are you joking?
Yeah. So you try to like scuttle to the front until you're like, okay, if I just go a little bit more, I'm gonna fall. So I'm gonna stand here and then jump, and then hopefully you make it. Even though if you make a small jump, you're still gonna make it then. But there's also one section where you need to like jump around the corner, and it is a straight jump, but visually it looks like you're gonna make the jump easily. But the game is like, nah, mate. The wall is way thicker than you think it is. So you're gonna fall down.
Oh, those invisible hitboxes.
Like, you're Rosco McQueen, so you're a firefighter. You're pretty, like, you build like a tank. So that's probably why you control like a tank. But apparently your hitbox is also a tank.
Oh dear. Yeah, you had a good time though.
Oh yeah, I had fun playing it.
I must say, I must say, it has not aged very well.
Ooh, no.
Like the first level, like I know I don't want to go into this topic, but like
there are some racial stereotypes. Yeah, I mean, if today we will
quite
make a
heavy
game,
as well.
Yeah, if today we would make a game, we wouldn't make a laundry room where only Asian women are working. With a really thick.
Not just that, but every single character model was exactly the same.
To be fair, in the second level, you got mechanics. They also all look the same.
They were Italian, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, thank you.
Yeah, I think I watched it. Like I watched a long playthrough of the game, and just skipped ahead a few places. At some point, they're also like real American, like guys that you need to save. They all look the same. They're all like stereotypes. But if you would make a game today, that's not gonna cut it anymore.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. But to be fair, like the sound bites of the characters, I'm not gonna talk about them. But the music in the game, I mean, it kind of slaps. It's like funky, it's jazzy, especially in the main menu. It's a great song. The only downside is is that every single level in the same area has the same music, so it gets repetitive. So if there was only one more extra song per like area, so to switch it around, that would have been amazing. Because the
or
music
just do
was
like
great.
they're doing like, what is it? Is it Sonic that like it uses the same for Act 2? It like uses the same like song but slightly edited. Like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I'm pretty sure. When you play the first act, you've got the main song, and then you go into like the second act, and it'll be the same song, but it'll have some kind of modification.
Yeah.
So I think I like that in games.
That will work as
that
well.
would have been nice. Like you say, something that I picked up on was you could clearly hear where the music looped. I find it so jarring.
I didn't pick that up, no. But then again, I'm not a musician.
I'm a musician.
We won't let the audience forget that you're a musician.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So yeah, is there something else that I want to talk about for this game? I mean, I had fun playing it.
I mean, it would help if you played it. Do you know what I mean?
I did play it for 3 hours, but I did play it. Hey, even if you gave me pizza, I wouldn't play it. Even if you gave me money, I wouldn't play it. Maybe a little later.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Like,
I'm paid way too little for this.
So come on, what you gonna say to the audience? What's the rating system?
I'll
tell you
verdict.
what, actually, there's another person. Yeah, there's another person that's actually reached out to me as well that wants to come on the show at some point. My main man Reese, like he's like my best mate. He's listening. He loves the podcast. He said we need to come up as part of the rating system. We need to say what game this is like as a dessert. So what is it like as a dessert? Like, is it something that's really like tasty, or is it something that's like, oh no, it's all right, it'll do. It's a bit plain.
It's like getting a cappuccino after a good meal. You're really full. You played loads of games, and you want a small little thing afterwards, but you don't want to eat anymore. So you're gonna get a cappuccino.
You heard it here first. Cappuccino rating. Rosco McQueen Firefighter Extreme.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, right. Nice one, Waldo. I'm glad you enjoyed the game. I'm like, my picks must be trash for you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just hyper like critical, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, all the games that I gave you're
see,
like, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing ever since sliced bread.
And I'm like, that's just because I'm a nice guy. You're just evidently got some bee in your bonnet, something in your rectum. I don't even know what it is that's going on, but you got something going on, and you need to sort it because, like, it's like good cop, bad cop. And
yeah,
you're a bad
good
cop.
But apparently, not this time.
Well, you just rip into everything.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Shall we rip into the next game?
Yeah, I need to have a little discussion with you first because, like, we use Notion to write all our information, like the games that we might be doing and stuff like that. For anyone that don't know what Notion is, it's basically like what a team management, like, I don't even know, like organizer. It does everything.
It's a note-taking
really
app on
useful.
steroids.
Yeah, that was better than my crap that I said. And like looking at my notes compared to Waldo's, like I feel like that kid where rocks up to school and everyone's like, right, is everyone done homework and that? Yeah, we're all good, you're all good. And then there's that one kid that's like got it on a napkin. He's just like, yeah, I'm telling you, I've done this homework, mate. But me dog ate the rest on it. Like, this is what I've got. Like, literally, I've got like 4 bullet points. Like, I was looking at yours and the upcoming game that, because I like having a little sneak peek to see where you're gonna go with it. And like, I don't dive too much, but like, you've got like facts about the game. You got all this stuff. Like, me. I've got literally like the game name.
Yeah, no, I got a heading, and I got then like subtopics, and then I got bullet points, and those bullet points got bullet points.
Yeah, very organized, Waldo. I'm impressed. Like, you can have 10 points for that. I'll give you 10 points.
Yeah, 10
But
points.
minus 20 for not finishing your game. There's that lip again. Right, so I've been playing a wonderful game. Literally a genre that I wouldn't normally play.
Me neither.
Point and click. Like, I would never really choose to go and do one. The only one that I ever played was Myst. And to be honest, that like creeped me out as a kid as well. I didn't really understand it. But my uncle's like a mathematician. Like, he's super brainy. Like, he's a member of Mensa, if that means anything to you. Yeah. So he got me playing that game and tried to like get me to be smart, but I don't know where he went wrong.
Evidently, you failed.
Something happened. Yeah, but each to their own, innit? So I've been playing the Neverhood.
Oh,
what a game!
I know. Oh,
what a game!
It's a mess.
Literally,
like, not to spoil like the rating, but I would call it like almost a masterpiece. Personally,
mate. Yeah, honestly. So I just want to go straight in there with what you were talking about last podcast about how it looks, and it holds up to today. It's clay. Do you know what I mean? In today's standards, like, there's only so much you can do with clay. You can only make clay look like clay. Do you know what I mean? Clay is clay, and it's incredible. Like, even like to the point where it's like seeing fingerprints in the clay still and everything like that. Like, it looks so. Oh yeah,
all the imperfections
so
where they
smooth.
They accidentally had another color of clay inside the other one, and like farts. Part of it now.
Yeah, the world looks insane. Like, it's really cool how they put it together. Obviously, there's certain things that has to like take away from it because obviously the hardware at the time. So like the FMVs and everything like that aren't as good looking as they could be, but they're obviously compressed so much.
Yeah.
But to say that they are compressed so much, and I was playing on quite a large monitor at the time. I think I'm on a 27-inch at 1440. It was still blown up quite big, so I'm sure if I would have just crushed it down a little bit, it would have looked even better. But obviously, you can see a lot of that compression. But what can you do for the time? What was it, 1990?
1997.
I know it's that late time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the art style did help with that. Like, it isn't hyper realistic, and thus, if you like need to compress it, like in the game, there are a lot of like big areas of a single color, and that compresses really good. And thus, you don't really notice it all that much. And funnily enough, you said it holds up. And the creators of the game, the Neverhood, also made a spiritual successor. Like, years later, they started a Kickstarter for Army Croc, and I backed that Kickstarter.
2016, that I think.
2015, 2016, around that time. And I backed that project, and I played it at that time, and it was kind of buggy when it came out, so I didn't play it. I played maybe 30 minutes. I immediately noticed a bug. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna play it later, and then I kind of forgot about it, and I downloaded it for the PlayStation 4, I think, like last week, when you were playing the game. And I played that game, and it is the same art style. It's just missing some of the the personality that the Neverhood has. And it isn't like, it's still the same creative director. It's still the same musician, which did the music. A lot of people just worked on the same game. It's just because the resolution is so much higher and there's so much more fidelity in the visuals, you just miss a little bit of that grunge, that what made it great. Because the Neverhood is a really colorful world, but at the same time are like really dark and grungy.
Yeah,
And
it made me feel like I could make it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like not to a level of pristine, like this is grade A, like there's not a single problem with this. This is perfect. But it's like it looked like I could have just got some Play-Doh or something like that and just start building it myself.
What I did as a kid.
But I think that's the charm.
Yeah. Like you feel like you could be in that world. It feels like you could have made Klayman and that is your character to play with. And to solve puzzles and save the world.
Yeah.
So speaking about puzzles, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, the puzzles, to be honest, were like... They weren't too difficult. I know I was under the pressure of being on stream, and obviously, like, people just ripping into me. Yeah, like, because I'm obviously a big-time Twitch streamer to thousands and stuff like that, you know? Because it was just so many people watching. I was just like, I can't deal with this pressure. It was just something that I couldn't do. So I messed up a lot of puzzles. Even though like the half of them were just really simple puzzles, I was just like, what does this do? And one of them happened to be a music puzzle.
At the beginning of the game.
Yeah, so I understood what I was doing. I totally got what I was doing. I knew I was doing it, but to start with, because again, these kind of games back in the day didn't tell you anything. You just put in a world and you're just like, right, crack on. Like you've just got to work it out yourself, see what happens. And in this one puzzle, I went to go and drink some water. So I was like, cool, wicked. I need to spit it into these little pipes here to make the tune exactly the same as the other pipes. So I drank the water, I spit it into pipe, but then I went back to water, spit it into pipe, went back to water, spit it into pipe, and no, what's happening? No, I was just like, no, this isn't right. This, like, what is even happening? Like, what am I doing? And you were in the stream, weren't you, at the time? And you were just taking the absolute piss. I was just like, thanks. And then I realized that even though I've drunk the water, like, I could just keep spraying it out of my mouth. I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, how's he doing that? He's only had a little swig of water. How's he spitting all that out? So I could have done it in one go. So now I've got the solution to how the puzzle works. All I got to do is match up the notes. And it
should be really simple.
Or something like that, innit? It just plays like 5 notes. For a professional musician of myself, like, yeah, I can do 5 notes. I can match the tones, press it. I'm just like, well, that's not the same, is it? So then I'll do it again. I think I was doing this puzzle for like 20 minutes, and I was just getting more and more angry. That I'm just like, why is it not working?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I enjoyed that. Like, I knew exactly how all the puzzles worked. Like, I didn't remember the combination for, like, the puzzle you're describing, but I knew for every single puzzle, I knew what you needed to do. And I had so much fun just watching you struggle. First figuring it out, which took quite a while, and then once you figured it out, you still need to like solve the puzzle, and that was the greatest part because I know you're supposed to be okay with music. It just took so long for you to figure out the puzzle, and then I was like, okay, I want to play this game as well. So last week, I played the Neverhood for myself. I did a sort of speed run, like a casual percent. I just did as fast as I could, but not really using any tactics to do it like really fast. So I got to the puzzle and I was like, okay, I listened to the tune. I wrote down, okay, I wrote down a line, and then okay, that note is lower, that note is lower, that note is higher, that note is higher. Okay, I think this is the combination. Yeah, in one go.
But I didn't use any pens and paper. I want to just throw that out there. I only used pens and paper for one puzzle, and that's because I weren't a rocket scientist to remember stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that one puzzle, right, I smashed it. Even though I cheated on one of the puzzles. I did cheat on one of the puzzles, but I didn't use any external things. I didn't use a pen and paper for it. It was the memory puzzle, and you watched it and you thought I was a genius for doing it. You were like, mate, I have never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So in this puzzle, there's a big grid of, I don't even know, I think it's about 7 by 5 or something like that.
Something
big
like
grid.
that.
And there's loads of different symbols, and they all match together, but you've got to match them in twos. But they're not like all different. You can get the same ones again, if that makes sense. And basically, I was just pairing some up, and everyone was like, "This is gonna take your ages." And I ended up pairing really quickly, like 5 together, and I was like, "Oh my god,
you were lucky!
Right, I'm absolutely
really
smashing it." It was like the first attempt, wasn't it? And I was like, "Oh my days, what is going on?" So then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna press escape and press save." So then I found out that when I'd done that, and then the next one wasn't a pair, I just loaded that save and it paired them all back up again. I was like, let's go! Absolute hacks. You loved that, and I could tell because you went quiet.
Yeah, I was quiet at parts. Yeah, instead of what I always did was I grabbed a good old pen and paper, I draw down a grid, and I drew all the little characters in there, and then I counted them.
I bet that took you some time.
Yeah, I even did it during the stream, and indeed it took some time. But
that's even like another part of another puzzle, isn't it? You have got to then see how many of certain symbols there are there to unlock the next bit as well, which was really cool.
I think because if you do that puzzle, there doesn't really happen anything at the end.
No.
I think. So you're like, oh, great, I did a puzzle. Now what? And then you come back and you see, oh, I need the same symbols are displayed here. What should I do?
Smashed it. I wanted to just say as well that the game is so trolley as well. Like, trolley AF. Like, I did a U in this game, didn't I? I was just playing the game, having a great time. I was just not blasting my way through it or anything like that. No, I was just playing the game, happy as Larry. And then I got to this next area, and there's a big plug hole in the middle, and I was like, oh, wicked. It says, don't go down. You will die. Don't do this. I was like, well, I'm getting in this hole, mate. I want to see what happens. So I jumped in the hole. Klayman falls into the abyss. Disappears off at map. And then I died. Yeah. And then literally this hardcore music started coming on. I honestly need to save that VOD because I just started smashing stuff up right room going, because the music is so good. The soundtrack, honestly, if anybody wants to...
That no, I think that's that
number. Oh
my
days. It's so good. It's so good. Oh man, I just want it on now and just start smashing up.
Yeah.
I felt like I were in like... there's like a German bar, and I was my Stein, and I was just smashing it on the table. I was like, honestly. So
what is your impression of German
dying.
Bars?
I'm just trying to think of. There's a bar chain in England called Beer Keller. So if anybody from England, it was basically like that. Prost for everyone.
Prost.
I like that. So I had to start again, and then I had to do that freaking music puzzle again, but I got it a bit quicker the second time because I remembered what it was. And also being a troll is you've got to get all these little tapes throughout the game, and I was just collecting them just because I was like, oh, I like picking up collectibles. I didn't realize it was like a main part because at the end there's 3 keys, and to get the last key you've got to have all the tapes.
Yeah.
And there's one tape, and this happened on the first playthrough before I died. There's an endless corridor of just text. So I was just walking down, and there's no music in that room.
Nope.
It's just Klayman going... just like that, and it goes on for literally about 10 minutes. And there's a tape at the end. Also, as we were going down, it's going... everyone were like, oh, why didn't you put a hi-hat to it? So I'm going... so we just started a full meltdown. That was on the first playthrough, and then I got to the end of the game, and I was missing some tapes on the second playthrough when I was about to finish, and I realised I had to go down the freaking endless corridor again. So we went back back down the corridor. There's no teleporting at the end of the corridor or anything. So I had to walk all the way back out again. Literally 20 minutes of my life I will not be getting back was spent going... Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's the most trolly part of the game. So that whole corridor, like you said, it had text on it. And it basically tells the whole story of the Neverhood and all the other worlds that are connected to the Neverhood. And basically the gods, because you got a father figure and he had a few sons and they make other beings. And basically the whole history
how they do
of the
that.
Neverhood. He split himself in two clay clumps. No, I don't know. Judy, my girlfriend, she did read every single panel in the endless corridor. But
I wondered
really
why I've
remember
not spoke
much.
to her since. Is she just like I'd become Klayman now? Klayman
Willy.
up here! Oh god, so good. It's such a good game. Willy. I'm Willy. Willy Trombone. This is Horborg. I honestly loved that game. The soundtrack was absolutely smashing. The voice acting was all done by them because they spent all the money on everything else. So they all just did the voice acting.
Like, imagine how much clay you need to buy to make the game, and then you're like, shoot, we don't have a budget for like voice actors. Fudge, we do it ourselves.
Yeah, but that's it. They could have just put text boxes on screen or something, but they didn't. They went extra mile, and they all just did silly voices, which I absolutely love. The soundtrack was that good. Literally after I finished playing it, I was not sat in kitchen. I was cooking tea. I was just going, everybody will. It's so good. There's so many mint tracks, and that's so good. And I could not believe it. I lost my mind at the end of the game. Like, obviously, choose who's gonna win. Who's gonna win? Whether or not you get a good or a bad ending. Speaking of, did you ever look at the third video that you didn't believe me existed?
No, I don't believe you.
So this is how much mine and Waldo's friendship actually is to him. I was just like, oh, if you wait before like choosing the ending, if you just wait, there's a little cutscene that happens for like 10 seconds long. He didn't believe me. He was just like, you're going to make me just sit here and wait. So he's still not seen it. So this game that he's like played 1 million times, I've seen a cutscene that he don't even know exists. Yeah. He still don't believe me that it exists.
No.
He just, it's Clog just going like, I can wait all day! Or something like that. He just goes on mad one. He loves it.
I can imagine them doing that. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not lying. And there was one last voice line that I absolutely lost my I lost it. I couldn't believe it. So we all know about like saying, sheesh! We literally in the game. This is from 95, whatever it was, 97. I'm just making years up now. Like I think it's Willy Trombone in it. He literally in what it takes.
No. It's Clock. I think.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah, right at the end, isn't it? He goes sheesh, and I'm like, oh my days. From that moment, I was just gone. I was just like, I cannot. That was like the cherry on the top of the meringue. I'm going to call this game a meringue. Like, and I'm not talking like a normal meringue that you just get from supermarket. I'm talking about them fancy ones that you get in the fine dining and that. Oh, yeah. And because it looks sculpted, doesn't it? Mate, I've nailed that. I have nailed the dessert analogy. Sorted.
And if you're like really stuffed and you can't eat the whole meringue, what you can do is just take a little bite and just listen to the soundtrack. Like if point and click and puzzle games aren't your thing, at least listen to the soundtrack. Expect some weird shit,
Oh. Potatoes and tomatoes.
Sound effect record number 40. Man reading.
So good.
Man in space.
That reminds me of another one. Because I'm a huge Beatles fan. There's a track, and I'm sure it's in that clock tower thing. You know, where you have to change the dial to the right.
Yeah.
But there's a track, and it's if you're aware of Revolution number 9, this one's called Resolution number 8, and it just goes number 8. Number 8, and I lost it. I was just like, so good, so good. So yeah, you've got to listen to the soundtrack. Can we get some links for the soundtrack in this episode?
I will add those in the show description.
Like, you've got to. You're doing yourself a disjustice not listening to it. It's insane.
Like, from time to time, I just put up that soundtrack and I just listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
silly.
at least once or twice a year. It's and just relive the memories. It's great.
All right, should we talk about the new games?
Speaking about reliving memories, some other memories.
Yeah,
new games.
So we try and put the games similar genre-wise, just to make the podcast flow a little bit better. And I noticed on our list of games that we've kind of collated so far, and we will be taking suggestions, by the way, 100%. That was something Jamie asked me. He was like, "Oh, I don't know if you want to like take suggestions and stuff." I was like, 100%. We want to hear from the public and get them on the show as well. But we've decided to go for racing games this time, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited about, because there's a lot of racing games on that list, actually. There's quite a few. And these aren't your normal racing games, are they?
No, they're more like the kart variety.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Stupid.
Although, my game, the game that I got for you, even though it is a cartoony kart racer, it doesn't feel like a Mario Kart clone. It feels completely different. Partly because how I remember the game is that the karts were really tough to drive and to steer. And I know I didn't really get far into the game as a kid. I never finished it. I think I probably found it way too difficult as a kid.
I think you find it difficult now as well, darling.
Oh, probably. Yeah. But yeah, it's not really a Mario Kart clone. It is. I didn't even write down the name. I've got like plenty of notes.
You've got all them notes and you've not even got the name of the game.
I wrote all the stuff down except the name. So I think if I'm wrong, you got to correct me. I think it's Muppets Race Mania. So it's a kart racer with the Muppets.
Oh, you know what? I actually do remember this game. I think that is the title. And I never had this game. Neither did I play the demo. But I had a friend that had this game. And it's one of them things where, because I've only played it a few times at a friend's house, it's something that's not baked in, so I can't visually see the game, but I know I've played it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm stepping into this in such an unknown. So I know that I've played it, but I just, for the life of me, I just don't remember. I can't picture anything that happens in that game.
No, yeah.
Apart from racing.
The weird thing is, I also remember there being like, it wasn't like a platforming section, or at least like a sort kind of free roaming. So you could just go into a track and just free roam, because there are like plenty of shortcuts. Like, if you think Mario Kart has like good shortcuts in the game, Well, every single track has multiple shortcuts. So probably the way to master this game and to win races is to scout out all the tracks and to find where all the shortcuts are, so you can get ahead of everybody else.
I like that. I like that. I like cheats.
It's not a cheat, is it? If it's in the game. Oh wait, the cheat code is also in the game.
Mate. So, I think I remember some. I don't know. It's like one of them things where I'm just thinking at Muppets now because I know it's the Muppets. Do you know what I mean? Kermit and everyone like that. Mm-hmm. Chef's Miss in Piggy. It. I'm sure. Yeah, all that jazz.
There's like somebody on the design team of this game. Can we just pause
for a second? I need to explain what I've just witnessed. What was that, Waldo?
I did a pause.
No, I'm on about before that. You did something, and the people watching on YouTube definitely just saw it, and I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, what just happened? What were you doing? He how do I even describe the motion that just happened?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He got so excited, he like kind of just went and jiggled with his hands and flapping his hands around, but not saying anything, so he's just jiggling.
Oh. Yeah, apparently I do that sometimes.
Yeah, use your words, man.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I keep forgetting, or people that are just, like, listening to the podcast can't see me do, that's...
jiggling your hands.
But somebody on the design team of this game needs to get a raise, because do you know that one Muppet, which, like, has a really long neck, is, like, orange? And it can only say meep meep?
Yes.
I think.
What's his name?
So I don't know. But at the beginning of the game, there's like a loading bar, and it's just his neck getting longer, and his head is rising. It's the funniest thing ever.
Oh, I love that. Man, that does sound actually as stupid as my game. It does sound as stupid as my game. So, my game, I definitely finished this one. I finished this one. I absolutely hammered it. Absolutely hammered this one. And I don't even think it was my game. I think I just nicked it off a friend. And then they never saw it
Never
again.
returned it.
Yeah. I was that kid. I was that kid, guys. I just couldn't afford my own
Go play with the
games.
neighbor's kid.
So the game that I'm going to be setting for you this time, and I swear down, if you rip into this game like you've ripped into any of the other games, I think you need to find a new co-host because I'm gone. I'm out the door.
I didn't rip into Rosco. It was a little bit harsh, but I didn't rip into it.
You also didn't play it.
That's true.
This game is Bomberman Fantasy Race. And it is obscure. It is obscure again. And I'm interested to know how many viewers have heard of this game. Or please let us know in like the comments. Or just like tweet at us. Because I'll be very interested to see how many people do know about this. And it's not your normal racing game. You think Bomberman, you'll be like, oh, wicked, you'll be razzing around in carts, sweating bombs at each other. Nah, you're on... No, you're on the wrong track. There's no wheels.
Oh,
There's
we're
no
trains.
Wheels.
Oh,
there's no wheels. There's wheels on a train. What?
Yeah, but you said track.
There's no wheels. Are we a train? Oh, you never cease to amaze me, Waldo. You really don't. No, you're a freaking rhino and a kangaroo. Mic drop.
What?
Yeah.
Fudge.
You know Bomberman? You remember Bomberman looks wicked? His little, like, He's got his face
like
and
the
then
white,
a white...
purpley guy.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, and then he's riding on a freaking kangaroo, bro. Or a rhino.
Is there a story behind this game, or is it just go with it?
Baby, I don't know. They had me sold when Bomberman were riding on back of a kangaroo. I was like, yes, I'm in. I like this. Let's get on with it. Let's do it. So you're racing, and it still has that vibe. And I'm going to give you a little hint as well, because I know you don't like to pick up special abilities at the beginning of games that help you in the game. Even though it pretty much just says, Waldo, go and get the power up. That'll really help you. So this game, you get a lot of different pickups as you go through each race. You know, like you would do in Mario Kart. You pick up your power-ups, then you fire them at each other and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool power-ups from freezing time, so it freezes everybody else and you can carry on running. There's bombs and different rockets and stuff to speed you up. Even protect yourself as well from other things. You know, the usual kind of stuff. But you constantly always have a bomb. So you can pretty much always use a bomb. You can't spam it because there's a cooldown in between, but you can either throw it and launch it forward to kind of not stop the person in their tracks, but stop them from being able to turn left and right and stuff like that. So it kind of just goes it's hard to explain it. It kind of just halts a little bit of the movement, so they might fall off at map or that kind of thing. But this is the hint, Waldo. You can actually drop the bomb behind you, and it gives you a speed boost. So I'm going to leave you with that one. So you actually remember, you drop the bomb. If you just pop it behind you, and it'll give you a speed boost. Only a little one. But there's a lot of cool things that you need to think about. You're not just driving. Because you're on a kangaroo. I do remember the steering being absolutely atrocious. So I want to already just flag that straight away, that the steering is absolutely atrocious because it doesn't work the way you think it's going to work, but you do get it in the end. You just need to adjust to it. There's also bounce pads, which is really cool. So you'll get really tight corners where you've got to do a U-bend. The first race you do has got a really tight U-bend, and there's a big sign. I think it's just a paw print, and if you jump at that, and then you can jump again, and it does like a propelled jump kind of thing, he's just doing a wall bounce. Honestly, so cool. There's a lot of cool little mechanics. After you've won a race as well, you've got to collect coins. So you do go around the same track again and collect coins, and all these coins, then you can get new kangaroos and rhinos. You can upgrade and buy power ups and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that you can be doing at the same time.
So you can give your kangaroo. You can give your kangaroo a new hip, for instance.
Yeah. Or if you break his leg, get it repaired, replaced, bang a new leg on him. Sorted. I honestly think you'll like it. The art style, I love it to bits. I remember the soundtrack being quite funky and pretty bitchin'. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm big for my soundtracks. Love them. So I think you will like it. I did finish this one as well. So if you don't finish it, you owe me I don't even want to know what you owe me.
I think at this point 2 pizzas.
Oh.
I mean, that was Tom's idea.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a bit harsh though, because I'm gonna be literally 10 episodes later, I'm gonna be obese because I'm never gonna buy you pizza because I'm just always gonna win.
But now we're even.
Why?
Because then we both got a pizza belly.
Oh, Waldo, hug me. But yeah, I genuinely think you'll love it. I really do. It's going to be interesting, though, because PS1 games, racing games, we chose racing games, and obviously it's not going to be we used the triggers for racing to start with. There's none of that. It's probably X
I play
to
a lot
go,
of Mario
innit?
Kart.
Oh, come on, Wald. I've seen you play Mario Kart as well. You're trash at that.
Yeah, but that's only because... reasons. Because I make my audience... I make my audience randomize my cards or it's set up. So I'm not using my normal one. If I can use my normal card, I can beat you fair and square in Mario Kart.
You hear this, everybody? I'm sensing a challenge. I am sensing a challenge. If anybody wants to see a Mario Kart off between myself and Waldo and friends, let us know, because like this is happening. Because he's just blaming his tools. Like, you literally just throw any excuse out to the wind, don't you?
No.
I'll even let you choose what cart I have, and I'll still beat you.
Nah.
Yep.
No, mate. I'm gonna beat you.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm guaranteed gonna beat you.
Nope, I'm gonna smash you.
We'll see. Well, maybe we should plan a date for that soon.
I don't know. People need to vote on it first.
Ah, right. Yeah, and where they can vote is probably going to be on Twitter, which is also the place where you need to let us know how you enjoyed these games yourself, or if you didn't enjoy them. Let us know your thoughts, and let us know what games we should cover in the future. Man,
that segue was absolutely poggers. Let's go. The award for the best segue is... That was incredible. That was lovely.
Well, it was fun talking to you, Andy.
It was.
You got something to add?
It's all right talking to you as well. Remember that if you want to see us play these games live, you can catch me at twitch.tv/AndyLippy.
And you can catch me at twitch.tv/Waldo and Friends.
Although he's got no friends anymore.
No, it's just yeah, but I wanted to have Waldo, but that wasn't there. And okay, I do have Waldo no friends.
Why? Where's Waldo? Yes,
but
that was hold
on. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and we will see you the next time. Take care.
Goodbye. My name is Andy, and his name's Waldo. We're playing games that we might have missed.
Bye, Merle.